place in a temple built in your honor. Careful. Jonah, I'm past the Eagle Trial. I must be closing in on the Hidden City. This appears to be Incan, but it looks newer than the stone underneath. Was this made later? Jonah? The view up here is amazing. The Hidden City must be near.
Lara, I made it through. I'm entering a cavern.
Jonah? Damn. to be more careful. Can't stay here. It's giving way. That was close. All right. Jonah, I may have found it. The hidden city. I'm gonna look for the serpent with a silver eye. All full up. Can't carry any more. Hello? Who's there? Hello? Hello? I can help you.
Get back! You don't belong here!
Listen, I know it hurts, but... Trinity.
Thank you.
¡Cuelle! ¡Cuelle!
Who are you? What's your purpose here? I'm a researcher. Lara Croft.
They'll be back. We must find safety. Bring her. You're not only my son, heir. You must not court unnecessary danger. Had you not been there, would this woman have found us? I'm glad you're safe. If you're not with the cult, how did you find this place?
I followed a map from a temple. I was expecting ruins, not you or any of this. The cult. Why did they attack your son? I recognize their insignia. I know them as Trinity. I'm trying to stop them.
Stop them from doing what?
They're looking for an artifact. Some sort of box connected to a moon goddess.
Why do you want it? To steal it? Sell it?
No. I just can't let Trinity, the cult, get to it first. They're too dangerous.
Why? What have they done to you?
They killed my father. show you something. Do you know what this is?
This is by Titi. You're already here.
Paititi, the hidden city. But what's this eye?
That is a place of death and sacrifice. And you think your artifact is there?
Yes.
No, none who has gone has ever returned.
I'd be willing to try.
You would risk it simply to stop the cult.
Yes.
Bring him in.
Jonah,
Are you okay?
Do you know this man?
he's my best friend. Abby,
She's fine.
Who else is looking for you?
there's no one else.
I believe we're seeking the same thing. We will bring you to the serpent with the silver eye, but we'll keep your friend here. You won't get very far if you're lying, and he will not be comfortable.
You don't need to do that.
It's fine. I'll stay.
Etzli, get this woman some clothes. Uchu, keep him company.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
All right. Pretty nice place.
Quiet.
This is incredible. I don't know your name.
I apologize. As the rebel leader, I have to be careful. I am the rightful queen, Unuratu. Etzli, you still owe me a scouting report.
Yes, Mom. There was one thing this morning.
Yes?
I saw Hakan debating with his neighbor. See, as I came near, they suddenly stopped talking. Then they started laughing as if one had told a joke.
He's planning something. Good work.
Thank you, Mother.
Eins, im Sinop yanıp paleşmiş. Vale, Helwao.
As you can see, secrets don't stay secret for very long in Paititi. If you were to deviate from the plan,
You'd find out quickly. I see that.
she's here to help me find something I lost. You don't have to worry about that.
Was Father a scout when he was my age?
He was a hunter.
Was he ferocious?
He could be, but he was also very kind. Look around if you wish. I will be in the market across the river when you're ready to find the box of fish.
Careful, friend of Unuratu. The Jaguar warriors. Don't get too close to them. They are always watching for rebel activity. Careful, friend of Unuratu. The Jaguar warriors. Don't get too close to them. They are always watching for rebel activity. And they have no mercy.
"30th of November, 1603. With a local man as a guide, Lopez, the soldiers, and I set out from the city before first light, just as well, as a terrible flu began to spread through the population. Lopez is convinced his artifact does not lie in the city itself, but somewhere just outside. I asked if it was not somewhat hypocritical to enlist the help of those loathsome people. Do not loathe them, he said, any more than you would these molosses. They are all creations of the Lord our God, as are we. I told him I was stunned to hear him speak in this fashion, but he took my hands and we prayed. The energy of his faith ran from him to me, until I felt the chains of doubt fall from my heart. This depicts the story of Viracocha, the father of all creation. He formed the heavens, the earth, the sun and stars, the moon, time itself, and all living beings, including the other gods. At first, Viracocha was considered to be the supreme god of the Inca, but with time that honor passed to his son, Inti, the god of the sun. Still, Viracocha retained his link to the sea. His name literally means fat or foam of the sea. After the long dry season, when the rains finally fell, the rats left their burrows looking for more food. They brought with them pests. Those afflicted bleed from their ears and nose and died in terrible pain and terrible numbers, leaving many once populous cities empty.
Yani matuchika hilbashku yalik lechilamo.
Me and Netsley used to play together all the time, but I haven't seen him around a lot lately. I understand why, I think. He has important things to do, important for all of us here. But I miss him. No one could throw a stone farther across the river.
All full up. Can't carry any more.
Mama says it upsets the waterfall's waka if I play in the cave. She just thinks it's too dangerous, even though there's all kinds of neat stuff in there.
Bal kich kelemech uchi, util yukelalak olich, mantach tiyanech tagotoche, mahel bishishiri, al kabil binik tupach lemeje shulubo, unah kachim betik, humpelu yotocheleti, unahim betik kachil, unahim betik wabash kachil.
Cabella cubimbal ninik ichi, una tobe, tactubeli, aquí quitanesh,
This describes something nearby. A lone sentry stands guard over me and his harvest.
Are all these young people crazy these days? I've seen kids scramble like goats in the heights above the village. Scares me to death. I hope you've grown out of your wild stage, young woman.
Not quite yet, I'm afraid.
Of course you haven't. But you will. So will these children. They will tire of whatever they found up there. Eventually.
Shoko, Jen Huntur Gulik. Den Salte Kinuba. Ay, Champal. Hachmalo Guamauji.
Mesoamerican people used this stone as a tool for processing grain and seeds. I'm not sure. The dialect is familiar, but something... These ceremonial ceramic jars are used to store corn beer or chicha. The bottom of these apu are usually pointed, to aid when pouring into smaller serving containers. Not right. Oh my god. This is a penguin lawn ornament, painted and decorated and placed in a location of reverence. I shouldn't laugh, but it's so incongruous. The locals wouldn't be able to identify the animal it's intended to represent, and they certainly wouldn't be familiar with the material the statue is made from. There isn't any plastic in Paititi. I'd love to talk to whoever did this and learn why, what they think this penguin is. This is a traditional foot plow, still used in the Andes today, even outside Paititi. Sometimes the simple ways are still the best. The new methods of agriculture introduced by the cult of Kukulkan have only succeeded in destroying more crops. First, the bee colonies collapsed. Then the cocoa crop failed. The earth is too damaged for anything but corn to grow, and the stalks are flimsy. We must take action, or Paititi will suffer a tremendous famine. Found you. This Spanish document relates one of the many stories of El Dorado, the Golden One. When the first Spanish exploration ships returned home with their holds full of gold, the news spread like wildfire, and the stories got more extravagant with each retelling. Rumors of the Golden City gave birth to countless expeditions to the New World. It's a bit humbling to be here in Paititi. I didn't foresee any of this. I was expecting an ancient place, artifacts, tombs. I just failed to imagine people. I was so focused on the trail of clues, I didn't even stop to wonder. I didn't mean to interfere, but Trinity's here. Can't figure out the dialect. I must be missing something.
I caught a fish once at home, in the well. Papa says it's because there are tunnels filled with water under some houses. Funny, huh?
Do you believe that major events in life can be traced back to a single moment? I do. Take what's happening now. Had Amaru and Sairi not fought that day during the famine, and had Sairi not insisted, despite Amaru's wishes, that it should be him who would go beyond the safety of the borders to hunt for the village, perhaps things would be different today. You see, Amaru felt responsible for his brother's death. I heard him the night they pulled Sairi's body from the wilderness. He was beside himself with grief. I think that was the moment. It broke Amaru. He took complete control of Paititi after that. He wanted to protect us all, because he couldn't protect Sairi.
What I saw. He has them.
Enough, Tak.
Are you okay?
No. Pisco the Dead took my dice, and no one believes me. But he took them.
A dead man took your dice. Are you sure you didn't lose them?
Ugh, you're as bad as the rest of them.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll tell you what. I'll pay very close attention, and if I see Pisco the Dead, I'll ask for your dice back.
Really? You believe me?
It wouldn't be the first time the dead seemed to speak to me.
Have you met Paimo, Ishiki? The fool. Thinks the gods punished him. Lazy bastard.
I make my way all the way over to him, and he tells me we can't barter. Said I had nothing he wanted. Imagine that. Surrounded by garbage and entrails, and he thinks he can talk to me like that? Well, he just lost a customer. I'll never visit his stall again. All my business will be conducted at the market from now on.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
You're here during a busy time, friend. The tanners, the butchers, the weavers, the dyers, even the teachers. All the districts are preparing. The market will be busy. Great things are on the horizon for the city and its people. We all must do what we can to help Kukulkan usher in a new world.
Will you trade? Please. I have barely made enough to offer in tribute.
Tribute to who?
The cult of Kukulkan, of course. They demand half of all profits earned on market day. But if they think I tried to short them...
I understand.
Thank you, Ishiki. Will you trade then? I am certain you will find it useful. You have made an excellent choice, my friend. I am certain you will find it useful. The gods favor us both. I am certain you will find it useful. The gods favor us both. You have made an excellent choice, my friend. The gods favor us both. I'm always ready to trade.
I don't recognize you. What are you doing here? Where did you get that tunic?
It was given to me by Unuratu.
Oh, you are the Queen's guest? I meant no offense. Please, you must forgive me.
It's all right. Don't worry.
How may I help you? The gods favor us both. Very good. The gods favor us both. Thank you, Ishiki.
It's difficult to make out. People settled between two rivers. They weren't alone. However, these outsiders don't appear dangerous.
Jakingo, Tina can you speaking in Wodi week. Kesh humpelakap, hatialin pakalo.
Kimakolalkash, yaluyantal.
Taita que choco yetelela. Ales Cartales de Guapita. Coloco. Es un bitumen guamaleti que el chile. La loba hats us. Malok kumbol tu yolalo.
Bashi?
¿De igual?
Unuratu and her rebels are the true sons and daughters of Paititi, if you're asking. I'm not the only one who thinks it either. Just the only one with the guts to say it, apparently. The cleansing is upon us, and it should be Unuratu's line that sacrifices Kukulkan to restore the sun, and not the other way around. But thoughts like that have a way of getting people dead, so it's no wonder they aren't voiced.
A ceremonial whistle used during human sacrifices. The sound emitted from the skull-shaped instrument has been compared to the tormented screams of the dying and the dead. Its shrill cry is said to clear a path to the underworld for the recently deceased. The death whistle has also been used as an instrument of war, its cry striking fear into the heart of the unknowing enemy.
It is busy today. Kukulkan may have promised we'll thrive, but many make their own offerings.
The cast out knows the minds of the gods. Show me a sign.
The protectors failed, and are now doomed to recover what they lost.
God, you sent this son to keep your arcane wisdom, but you live. How can I serve you?
Babe,
¡Ay, Pilawin!
Itzamna is the son of the Maya creator god, Hunabku. He was the god of education, responsible for inventing writing and books. This made him an essential figure in the development of Maya culture. He was also god of agriculture and created farming. He even presided over doctors, healing people with the help of his red-hot hand. Usually, Itzamna took on a reptilian aspect, but he was also known as Kinichahau, a fire macaw, who is the patron of the number 4 and controlled drought and disease. The Paititians made peace with each other and followed Yaskar Yahweh, recently acclaimed as emperor, to a site in the mountains to begin anew, certain they will not make the same mistakes as those before them. An Aztec-influenced mask, decorated with items native to the area around Paititi.
The cast out knows the ways of the gods. Show me the sign.
This describes something nearby. Canals bring water to the arid parts of the village, and they washed me away.
Se pensasen in Shaddai.
The cast out knows the ways of the gods. Show me the sign.
I can't figure out what this means.
Ishiki, would you like to hear a story? One that my mother used to tell.
I would love to.
You've noticed the pools throughout the city, haven't you? Do you know why they exist?
No, why?
We once had a queen, a very vain woman. She ordered these wells dug so that as she walked through the city, she could always see her reflection. One day, she knelt beside one of the pools, and a fish surfaced. She became very angry. The ripples in the water ruined her reflection. This queen tried to capture the fish, but she slipped and fell in and disappeared.
Disappeared?
Many tunnels between the wells were discovered during the search, but she was never found. Some say the queen is still down there, trying to catch that fish.
Thank you. That was quite the story. Villager claims to have seen a strange creature in the streets. They followed it to a walled-in alley where it disappeared. Citizen describes similar experience in Upper City. Woke to discover something trying to climb in a second-story window. When she yelled, it dropped to the street and disappeared. We'll continue to monitor. Each Taka of the cult of Kukulkan vows to tie his coat to that of Yutu, descendant of the Maya. Lacking any family of his own, each Taka will live with the parents of Yutu until such time that they have built their own home and hearth. Yutu vows to tie her coat to that of each Taka. She will bear him many children, which they will raise according to the traditions of both their peoples.